As an author, I've always wanted to contribute in some type of way, not to my just myself for, writing fabulous books, but also to the reader. So I've written 4 books. My first one was Don't Come Down from the China Berry Tree. That's like a memoir, and it's based on me being a young girl and getting caught up in stuff like cutting classes. We call it cutting classes when I was going to school. Every generation has a term that they use for not going to class. We call it cutting classes or playing hooky, stuff like that, okay? Because nobody wanted to be in school because most of the teachers didn't even care about us. Most of them didn't. 9 out of 10 didn't, all right? They was just there collecting a paycheck and we would be able to pick up on the vibes. So we would cut classes or play hooky and they, didn't care where we were. So that's some of the content in the book. And also some of the content in the book was teen pregnancy, being pregnant at a very young age, 4 babies by the time I was 20. Being married to a gangster, a real live gangster, a OG for real, okay? A so-called bank robber. We'll put it like that, okay? So-called bank robber back in those days, okay? So, stories about that. Stories about just surviving and being able to handle the stresses of life that a teenage girl shouldn't have to handle, okay? Oh, things started before I was a teenager, okay? So you know that for a fact. If something is going on in your life and you all of a sudden start acting out, it just didn't start in that moment or that year. Something happened way back when, and now it's finally coming to light in terms of your behavior. Okay, sometimes you can control it and sometimes you can't. I'm saying that to say that my first book, Don't Come Down from the China Berry Tree, has all those type of stories, short stories in there based on, a life of a teenage girl. Her name was Rose. I named myself Rose in the book, who had to fight her way through every situation she found herself in because she was digging herself deeper and deeper in the hole. And one of the most challenging things that she had to overcome was domestic violence. At starting at age 14, okay, and being pregnant at 16, being pregnant at 17, being pregnant at 19, being pregnant at 20, okay. So those are the type of things she had to overcome, and to this day she still didn't overcome it. She just got it in check, okay. Talk about that another time. But anyway, she did those things, and I wrote about it in my first book, Don't Come Down from the China Berry Tree. And the reason I wrote about those stories is not just because I wanted to get it off my chest and have a situation where I just wanted to strictly release. But I was challenged. I was watching this TV program one time, Oprah Winfrey Show, and she challenged her viewers to write she dared her viewers to tell their most challenging story or their baddest story. Okay, so if you did, you would win a trip. So I wanted to win this damn trip. I wanted to win the trip. So I wrote a story, and it was my story. And when I wrote the story, I wrote it through tears and sniffs and all that kind of stuff. So writing the story, told me that it wasn't just my story, but it was also the story of many, many young girls who had this stuff bottled up and was continuing to do the things that I did, but didn't have a release mechanism. Okay, nobody didn't dare them to write their story. Nobody even cared. All right. So as a result, I wrote the story, cried through it, sniffed through it, snot all over the paper when I gave it to the person to type it up for me because I didn't type. It was handwritten. It was about 25 pages of handwritten stuff. That sparked a whole avenue of sharing and knowing that I was in a position to give something that I had deep inside of me that needed to come out of someone else, okay? By the way, I was an educator at that time. I was a teacher. I always taught alternative type students who they said couldn't learn or didn't fit in the traditional bag of learning. That was my style, okay? But anyway, I just wanted to talk about Don't Come Down from the Chinaberry Tree a little bit. And you can go to my website, or you can go right here on TikTok and get it if you want to. My website is www.ladyraw.net. I'm not going to go into a whole lot this morning. I just wanted to introduce myself. I'm Lady Raw, aka Rashida Sharif, and this is Lady Raw's Book Nook that I'm talking from. And I just wanted to spontaneously get on here and just let you know a little bit about what my book, Don't Come Down from the Chinaberry Tree, entailed. By the way, in all of my books, at the end or somewhere in there, there's a weaving of what you can do to overcome those type of things or to heal along the path, okay? You may be in a situation, but while you're in the storm, there's also a healing taking place, all right? So we have to be able to tune into that, tap into that, and that's why I'm known as Lady Raw, the color therapist, color meditation, sun, water, earth, and air, sweet tree color meditation. That's a whole nother story. Just gonna stick on Don't Come Down from the Chinaberry Tree right now. But anyway, just wanted you to get a little insight about what was going on. And yeah, I'll be back. Okay. Okay, this is it.